The views and opinions in the following program are those of the hosts and guests and do not reflect those of Ernest Smith or Ernest Smith Productions. This is ESP TV.
Good evening and welcome to ESP TV. My name is Karen Bryson, and tonight my special guest is Shanadiah Nicole, who is an actress. Hi Shanadiah, how are you?
Hi.
Great. Let me tell our listening audience a little bit about you. So go on and bask in the light, girl. Bask in the light. She has been an actress for over 28 years in film and in theater. She appears in multiple commercials, including an Optima commercial that she did in 2019. Shanadiah has also performed in videos, film festivals, stage plays, fashion shows, and movies. She facilitates arts in the community as a board member of the Virginia Production Alliance and other organizations. She's also performed as a praise dancer at church and also worked as a stage manager and in wardrobe in various productions. So we have a very multi-talented young lady here with us. And to bring us up to date, I also did a movie with her with several other people. We were in, what was the name of the movie?
Mother of a Day.
There you go. See, I want to check you. Mother of a Day. Tell us what occurred in your life, or at what point that made you decide that acting was the career for you.
Well, let's see. I think the love of it first started when I first moved here in 1991, and I joined a group called Youth of Today, and it was a community based within the neighborhood, and we did dancing, we sang, we performed, we did anything that was performance oriented. And it was led by Cheryl Washington. So that's where my love began for it. And as a career, I don't know, just after high school.
So you were in high school plays?
I was in high school plays.
What did
and I
you
was
do?
in, let's see, Taming of the Shrew. I
like that.
Let's see, I did quite a few different Shakespeare. I did The Wiz.
I think we all did.
Yes, you're not an actress yet, or if you haven't, but yeah. So I did The Wiz, some other like short films. This Is a Bus, This Is a Test. I've been in others since then, of course, like The Game, Cinderella. With the list goes on. Pillow
Absolutely,
Man.
yes.
I can.
Sounds like exciting, and I'm sure you had fun in each and every one of those.
I did.
Okay, so being an actress, to go on to be the stage manager or the house manager, and even working in wardrobe and everything is basically just an extension of acting, because if you're not well-rounded in all areas of that to facilitate and know what you're doing, you know, you can miss out on some very good opportunities.
Correct.
So particularly what stage plays have you managed?
Okay, so let's see. I can go back to probably 2013. I didn't really manage. This is where it started, kind of. I was the personal assistant of directing the lead actress, like developing her character.
All right.
So fast forward like maybe 4 years or so, and I was doing, I did a show called, which one was it? Willy Wonka? I did Willy Wonka, but it was before Sister
so
Act.
cute.
I can't remember all the shows, but it was Sister Act, and I did a lot of stage managing, assisting then, and I think that's
Okay.
where it really began. And directing, assistant directed. What show is that? That is. There's so many shows running around in my head. You should see if you could see the inside of my brain right now.
I'm sure. I mean, you know, it's very evolving and very busy. You know.
Correct. But Little Shop of Horrors, that was
that's a fun one.
2020
Yeah.
is when we my assistant directed that one. It just turned out really great. I did production on it's that one was called Never Play with a Woman's Heart. In that same year, earlier that year, we did Every Dog Has Its Day. And that one, I stage managed. So that year was actually a very busy year of managing. I think earlier that year too, I did wardrobe for Dreamgirls.
Nice.
And that
There's been some really nice productions.
Thank you. Yes.
To date, as far as your own acting ability, what has been your most favorable role? Which did you appreciate the most?
Wow. I think all of it. I love all of it. I honestly, I can't take.
There wasn't one show that you really enjoyed doing more so than maybe the others? You enjoyed all of them, but one that really stood out for you?
I would probably say, as far, probably, you know what? My favorite one that was easy going was probably Little Shop of Horrors. That one.
That's really a fun show.
It was very fun. Yeah. It wasn't a large cast, but pretty young. But they were extremely talented. We got the job done. We were in and out. The rehearsals were fun. There wasn't a whole lot of stress, but it was a great production, great people to work with, and a great director. James Cooper was the director of Little Shop of Horrors, and it was just fun. It was amazing.
Considering where you are now from where you began, are there any roles that you would consider not doing? Any types of roles?
Not doing?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no. I don't.
Because I know some actresses, they'll say, I won't do nude, but I can do partial if I have underwear on, you know, or I don't want to do horror movies or, you know, things of that nature. So what is your niche? What do you really gravitate towards? Comedy, romance?
I probably gravitate more to probably musicals, believe it or not.
It sounds like it from your past, okay.
Musicals I gravitate to, and I do like comedy. Quite a bit comedy.
Are you funny?
I am when I'm by myself.
Very Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Do you have, I think everybody either secretly does or they will admit it, do you have an actor crush that you would love to work with? I mean, one of the A-listers?
So I have a crush on Mahershala Ali.
Oh my,
and that
isn't he? Oh my gosh.
I would. I mean, even if I was in the background, but I would still be screaming, Mahershala!
No, you didn't. No,
Mahershala!
girl, I see you now. That we over there taking pictures and you're not supposed to. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. That would be me. I can honestly say. So yeah, Mahershala Ali is someone that I would really like to
work with. Yeah,
yes.
He's an excellent actor. I really admire his body of work. My crush, and he passed away, and some people are questioning, like, why him particularly? Chadwick Boseman, because he exudes strength and confidence, and the roles that he picked, it was just phenomenal just watching him work in everything he's done.
Yes.
So that would have been my crush to do it, you know, anything with, you know, in any capacity. His mother, his aunt, you know, whoever.
Yes.
I said, darn.
That broke my
Black
heart.
Panther, too. I could have been in that.
You could have, actually.
I know.
You really could have.
Another one of my favorite actors, and he looks just like my son. They could be twins, except he's taller. And I've shown people pictures that say, that's your son? He looks just like him, Michael B. Jordan. I would love to do something with him because they say that you ought to have, how do you depict or what type of actress or, you know, would you like to portray? How are you marketing yourself? And I said, okay, I see myself in roles like Angela Bassett and Felicia Rashad and Lynn Whitfield, more classy roles. But I can get down and grimy and dirty because I did do for ODU. I was a coke addict, drug addict, and I showed someone. I posted those pictures several years ago, and someone said, "Karen, are you okay? Do you need anything?" It was funny. So, how do you promote yourself? What would be your marketable type of idea?
Ooh, let's see.
You're classy. You're quiet. You're sweet. From what I've seen from you and what we've acted together with, but
Yes. I think I probably would be more in the maybe Holly Berry role, because I love the fact that she can play the classy roles in one of. But like you said, you know, she was in Jungle Fever and she was
a
crackhead. Yes. And the versatility that she has, I admire greatly. I like Zoe Saldana as well.
Yeah,
I love Zoe Saldana. Yes. So that's probably where I would go.
What was it?
Yeah.
She was in. Was it Beloved or?
Zoe?
I'm thinking not Zoe. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Sandy Newton. Sandy Newton. Yeah, but they're both excellent.
Yes, they are. Yes,
absolutely.
And I played a part once where I was a baby mama, and I looked like
not
a
the
girl.
baby mama.
I was a
girl.
baby mama,
Ooh.
and I posted that picture, and no one recognized me at all. Most of the pictures, I once showed my mother a picture that I was in a show of, and she didn't believe it was me. So those are the roles I like. Anything that's not me.
When you can change your persona and actually delve into that person's psyche and character and everything and develop it, and they don't just see you in everything you do.
Correct.
That's amazing. I like that. Was there ever a time in the long span of your career that you decided, look, I've had enough, I'm tired of the politics behind this, I'm ready to give up? And if you did, what made you decide to keep going?
Yes, that actually happened in 2019. I had an experience. My experience is more so most of the time was not getting the credit for the work that I had done. And so that year I had got to my breaking point of doing work without at least the credit, you know. And I was slighted in a particular area, and almost openly. And so I was just like, okay, well, I'm just not going to work with that particular group anymore. And I ended up, sure enough, working in that same facility and grouping not long after, because of the people that worked with them, well, can you do this? Will you do this? And I can't say no to them because I have a great rapport with them. So it's kind of like...
it was one half dozen of this half. It's like, okay, it's a fine line there.
And that's... So now I'm just a whole lot more careful with who I work with and when I work with, and what if I'm doing the work of production or doing the work of wardrobe or doing the work of, stage managing or PA, whatever that is, then I'm make sure that the credit is there.
Absolutely.
And then also compensation, unless it's a love project or a project that I want to do and I'm willing to take the hit for it, I would do it.
She is such a sweet lady. She really needs to grow up here, doesn't she? And say no. I'm just saying.
And what I can say since that moment, because of the stance I took, and only certain particular people know that I did, but it was the right people, I have been getting paid for my work.
Absolutely.
So
our talent, our time, our creativity should be compensated for.
Correct.
In the beginning, if you're still trying to establish yourself, I can understand, taking a lot more risks and doing things to have your face and name out there. But at some point, it's like, do you respect my craft? Do you respect me and my work?
Yes.
Absolutely.
100%.
With Virginia Production Alliance.
Correct.
What specifically have you all done with, what do you work with, the inner city kids or just anyone in general that's gravitating towards the arts?
I guess you could say more so anyone gravitating to the arts, but particularly in film.
Okay.
The Virginia Production Alliance, they work more towards, they work with the film office, number one, and they work more towards getting incentives and for the larger films to be filmed here in Virginia.
Right.
And so lobbying and doing those sorts of things is what the Virginia Production Alliance is, what they're more inclined of doing. I'm chairperson for the Hampton Roads district.
Okay.
So,
What does that entail? Tell us about that.
so that is basically the same thing. However, I get to work. I did that anyway before I became chair, but work more with artists and then also linking them with resources is what I do mostly.
Okay.
I also I started the screenwriting competition.
Okay.
And so since 2018, so 2018, 2019, 2020, we did not do it this year, but we're on the books for 2021.
Look at you.
And so,
I love it.
That's what we do. And so that's coming up. Also something gearing towards the legislative side of it is, we have an event coming up soon where different people can come to a particular site or either send their own videos in to say why the film industry and why the arts are important, so that way we can send it to their delegates and it's an actual video to their delegates to so they can push to put more money on the books. One of the series that just was shot in Virginia last year, I believe, was Dope Sick. And, it just got nominated for a Golden Globe.
Absolutely.
So,
yes.
So that's, I did go to that premiere in Richmond. So those are the things, some of the things that Virginia Production Alliance is doing. And so anyone that wants to learn more, you can go to virginiaproductionalliance.org for that information. You can contact me on social media, so Facebook, Shanadiah Nicole, that's SHANADIAH, Nicole, NICOLE, but there's so much going on, and I recently had a meeting. We have so many activities and events that are going to happen in 2022 finally, after nearly 2 years of
being
very limited.
stymied and on the back burner. Exactly.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So we just connect people with resources with film, and and just I support artists, and we support artists. As long as I'm chair, since I've been chair, I support artists. Film.
Are there any types of films that you all would not accept because of the whatever graphic nature or subject matter or anything?
Well, yes. Well, Virginia Production Alliance, there are certain
Guidelines and
for them,
stipulations.
yes, not to, because of the brand and also because of what they're trying to accomplish. They don't want to hinder, their progress with something that may cause damage to their brand. So there are limitations in that.
Is there an age limit or an age gap, or does it matter?
It does not matter, actually. Students and even military get a discount, actually.
Oh my,
So instead of it being $50 for membership, it's only $35. So students, yes.
Did you hear that?
Students.
It's $35 for students.
Yes.
Discount for anyone in the service.
Yes.
There
Military.
you go. Otherwise, if you just love the arts and want to be involved, it's $50. Is that a month, a year?
It's yearly.
See, $50 a year. You can save your little pennies and change for when you go to the store or whatever. And be a part of that.
Yes.
What would you tell your younger self, say, when you first began, as for what you know now? What would you instruct your younger self to do?
Not stress so much. Go a little more with the flow. That's what I would. That's what I would tell my younger self, trust your gut. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna work out. That's really what I wouldn't change
Anything because the
anything.
journey that got you here.
Correct.
That is awesome.
Everything. So it was just don't stress so much and go with your gut. Do what you like to do, and that will get you where you're going to go. That's what I would tell
That's
them.
great advice.
So-
But our younger selves, we feel we know everything, and if even if we are a little anxious about what we're going, sometimes we just don't listen to wise counsel.
That's true. I can say I my younger self did listen a little more
Okay.
than the average bear. So,
Okay. So what goals have you set for yourself, knowing the industry that you're in and where you want to go from here? Are you satisfied with where you are, or where do you see yourself within the next 5 years?
well, great question. I am content for the moment. However, I did set a goal, and I actually just completed that goal.
Well,
Believe it or not,
congratulations. Okay.
as of last month, actually, officially this month, I started my business, Nick's Productions LLC.
Oh, I like that.
Yes.
Nick's. That is
Yes.
so cute.
Thank you. And so that's a goal that I had for a couple of years now, and I actually just did that, like fresh off the press.
I'm excited
Just-
for you.
Thank you.
Applaud. That's
you.
wonderful, especially
Appreciate
when we're doing things to help yourself, because no one's going to want to help you if you're not helping yourself.
Correct. And the biggest reason for I feel to help myself is so I can continue to help others. That's my biggest
Yes.
thing. I really want artists to connect with their art, but also
Okay.
with the resources that they need to survive. So monetary, branding, marketing. If their dream was just to put on a play that they wrote 20 years ago, I want to help
Yes.
find the venue for that dream, for that particular play. So
Which
that's
is
what
awesome
I do.
in our industry, because there are quite a few people that feel if they share knowledge or experience to someone else, that it's going to limit maybe what they're going to get. But what's for you is going to be for you.
Right.
So we ought to be able to help each other, and you'll still get blessed and see more things come your way.
Yes, correct.
My
But
goodness.
that's how I feel about it.
Have you ever performed in a talent show?
I have not.
Okay, so you went straight from acting in school to stage and screen?
Yes, I really did. And I modeled first. I did that first. I did, the local, runway modeling and working with certain modeling agencies too, in particular,
Okay.
in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Okay.
So that would be the only transition, and then I went right into acting, based upon relationships, good rapport, and when I had smaller roles, I did my best to knock them out the park. Like, no matter how
hear
small
you.
or how big, that's what I did.
Are you SAG-AFTRA? AFTRA?
I am not.
What are you waiting for?
Right.
Those waivers?
Right.
Okay.
That's true. And I've been on a set, actually, that was, I just haven't done it. Yeah. Well, I guess that's going to be on my goal
There you go. That's
for
on your to-do list.
2022. Thank you. That is my goal. That's one of my goals.
Reading your bio, it also said, and I just mentioned it earlier, that you do praise dancing. Are you technically trained, or have you been to a school, or do you just, as you feel the momentum and the word or whatever, or the spiritual connection with the song, is that it just comes to you?
Correct. Now that's more so what it is, especially with
Okay.
my schedule. It's more so of that, and I will get a request at a program or a church to do so. So now it's mostly upon request. Prior to this, about 22, 23 years ago, I did
You're
for
barely
my
that age
church.
yourself.
Oh, thank you. Which is
Oh my
it's funny.
gosh.
My daughter is 18, and she looks like people think she's my older sister. But anyway, so but
Those are
yes,
so bad. So you're a solo dancer? You're not with a group or a company then?
Well, now I am solo, mostly.
Okay.
Like I said, upon request. I used to dance with my best friend. She passed away a couple years ago. She was like the best praise dancer. Like, she could praise God, bring in the glory, and swoop you up with it and take you all out loud. Like, she was amazing. But I used to dance with church. We actually in a group.
Okay.
We did hip hop at the time. Even back when I was with the group that I mentioned earlier, Youth of Today, we did praise dancing there. So my roots started then. And we did praise dancing then. We did African dancing. Like any form of, that kind of bodily expression was amazing. So as I got older and I got married in '99, and when I was in church then, and
Right.
so I danced then, and
So you
I
basically
loved it.
choreograph your own numbers and everything. That's amazing.
We did, yes,
That is
we
awesome.
did.
If one of your children decided they want to follow in your footsteps and become an actor or an actress, how do you feel about that?
I would think God has answered prayer in that heavens are falling from the sky. I would love that. I would absolutely love it. I'm listening. I'm okay with, I have 4 children, so I'm okay with whatever path, and I'd say it that way.
Or pursuit they choose to
Pursuit,
Okay.
as long as it's healthy and not hurting anyone. I'll say it that way.
Right.
Because, yeah, have to say it that way. I'm in support of whatever career path that they do want to take. So whether it's in the arts or not. However, there are a few. They display it in different ways. Like, I have one child who is definitely the cosmetologist, the
Okay.
art. She's into the art.
Okay.
She makes outfits. She's 9, so she makes outfits. She hair, things of that nature, and I just buy her all the materials she needs to.
So she may be a
do that.
famous designer one day.
Yes,
Okay.
or a costume, do wardrobe, that
Yes.
type of thing. Wigs and the nature, those types of things I love. So she does that, and then I have another one. He's very good with dancing, and he doesn't really
He's never
take it
danced
seriously.
with you, though?
No, he could pick up a dance and just do it, and I watch him, and I don't say anything because I don't want to discourage.
Absolutely. Wow.
And another one, she's good with the camera. So we'll see where that goes. I'm not going to.
Photography.
Yes,
Nice.
and filmography. Yes, I think that's where she's going.
Okay.
And then the other one, he is musically inclined. And so
In what spectrum? In what area?
instruments, and music, mostly instruments though. Piano. He could sit at a piano and it makes
So he
sense.
plays by ear.
Yes,
Wow.
without it,
Oh, my
he's 7
goodness.
now. But when it was 5, I was like, oh, I didn't know. Okay, so I'm just.
So
I
you
have
have all these gifts within your family unit
Right.
there. That's
Thank you.
awesome.
And I just bring things into the house without a name on it. So like I have like a viola in the house.
And just see who gravitates toward that. and
Correct.
just-
And the keyboards in the house, and I have a guitar in the house, and they just,
Ah.
And then of course, like I said, the clothing, I buy hair, like the different colors, and I'm just in paper, crayons. I have all types of artsy stuff. I just bring it, leave it there, and see where it goes.
So they never say, "Mom, who is this for?" They just, sort of know individually, and they'll just leave. Okay, that is awesome.
That's pretty much it. I know who's going to take what, though. But I put it out there for all of them to, like, paint. And I think, like, last year Christmas, we made ornaments, and,
Oh, nice.
one was completely excited. The other 2 were great about it. One was like, I guess we could
not
do
if we
this.
have to. Okay,
Right.
Mom, you're gonna make us really okay.
Right. But we had fun, though.
Okay.
So,
Do you all have any plans for this holiday season? Are you staying in town, or have you planned on visiting family anywhere else? I know that they're really stressing if you don't have to travel not to, because the virus is spreading in so many areas and variants that it's I don't want to say that it's more shockwave and scaring people when you hear news like this, but it should make people more cautious and more aware and do things that are going to help promote a healthy environment for where they are and their families.
Agreed.
I'm not sure how. I know we're gravitating a little bit off of, that seems to be my word this evening. I haven't used that a lot in I don't know how long. Gravitate.
Yeah.
Uplift. On the news recently, it was disclosed that a lot of service people are going to be, released from the service because they don't want to be vaccinated. I think it's a person's right, but when you're in the service, you've given yourself to Uncle Sam to serve, and since when you go in, they inoculate you with everything else they want you to have, and their medical care is the best. I'm not understanding why they would hesitate, other than I've heard some people say, well, they've come up with these inoculations too quickly. They haven't been tried and tested. You know, what are the after effects? I can agree with that. But what do you feel? Would it take maybe your religious beliefs or whatever to say, okay, I don't think we need to go in this direction, or how would you feel about that?
Well, it's so funny you should ask that. I feel that because it is something new and because of the information about it prior to and from whom it was coming, that's why there's a lot of distrust and a lot of confusion. So people are taking one stance or the other. I feel that to make it a mandatory at this moment might be a little too soon. I think that people should be able to choose right now. But however, you have to still be tested. You still have to wear masks. To still
if
do those.
If they follow those guidelines, then yes.
And then give them like a couple of years or a year. Like give them a little time to warm up to the idea, because it has been tried. It has been tested even before the first. It has. You just have to do your research. We just didn't know the research because of from where we were getting our information from.
Absolutely. Well, I'm getting the sign that we have wound up all of our time. So let our listening audience know one more time where they can contact you.
Okay. So yes, you can contact me through all social media platforms. Shanadiah Nicole. That's SHANADIAH. Nicole, NICOLE. That's Facebook, Instagram, even TikTok. Where else is there? LinkedIn. That's every social media platform. I don't necessarily cruise them all, but and then for Virginia Production Alliance, that's virginiaproductionalliance.org.
Thank you so much. We've really enjoyed having you, and you've been a wealth of information. So I can't wait to see you again and what you're up to, and maybe we'll end up walking that red carpet together at some point.
Yes.
I'm working on it.
Me too. This
has been ESP TV. My name is Karen Bryson, and as always, be a blessing to at least one other person each day. Good night.